In the heart of a quiet eastern town, with a call to prayer echoed across dusty rooftops, lived two brothers, Hassan and Umar. They were poor, yet their hearts were rich with dreams. Their younger sister, Miriam, was their jewel, gentle, beautiful, and innocent like dawn's first light. When hardship pressed them from every side, the brothers decided to travel far in search of a better living. But before they could leave, they had to answer one haunting question. Who would protect Miriam while they were gone? After many days of discussion, one name stood out: Sheikh Abdurrahman, the most respected scholar in their town. His white beard flowed like a river of wisdom. His eyes carried the calm of years spent in devotion. People said angels visited his home at night. Surely, no place was safer for Miriam. When Hassan and Umar visited him, they knelt before his door with trembling hearts. They begged him, "O sheikh, we trust you more than we trust ourselves. Please, keep our sister safe until we return." The old scholar hesitated, his wrinkled face unreadable. Finally, with a sigh, he said softly, "Take her to the topmost room in my house. No one goes there. I will bring her meals and check on her from time to time." That day, Hassan and Umar carried Miriam's few belongings up the narrow stairs, whispering prayers as they left. When they turned back to see her face one last time, she smiled through her tears. That smile would be the last they'd ever see. Before we go further, if you're listening to this story, pause for a second, like this video, subscribe, and share it so others can learn the lesson that's about to unfold. Because what happens next will leave you speechless. Days passed peacefully. Sheikh Abdurrahman would climb the stairs each morning to deliver Miriam's food. She would greet him respectfully, her eyes lowered, her voice barely above a whisper. The sheikh would remind himself, "She is your responsibility, not your temptation." But one quiet evening, as the wind rustled through his window, a thought entered his mind, soft, strange, and unfamiliar. Why not check if she needs anything besides food? He shook his head, whispering, "I seek refuge in Allah," but the thought returned the next day and the next. Finally, he gave in. He went upstairs, gently knocked, and asked, "Miriam, do you need more oil for your lamp?" She smiled gratefully and said yes. He left, but that smile followed him into his prayers. That night, he couldn't sleep. The whisper came again, this time more cunning. Why trouble her to come down for lessons? Teach her right there, in her room. It's safer, more convenient. He hesitated. Then he reasoned. It's for her learning, nothing more. The devil laughed in silence. The next evening, he climbed the stairs carrying his Quran and a trembling conscience. Miriam listened attentively as he recited verses about patience and purity. The candle between them flickered. His heart beat too loudly. Then, another whisper, darker, heavier. "You are both alone. Who would ever know?" He froze, horrified by the thought. But sin is like a shadow. It grows quietly until it covers the sun. That night, the old scholar fell. He, who once warned others about temptation, was now a slave to it. When dawn came, he prayed longer than ever, but his tears couldn't wash away the shame. He swore it would never happen again. But guilt is not the same as repentance. Days turned into weeks. Miriam grew quieter, and then she began to hide her stomach. The old scholar's world began to collapse. And then, the impossible truth, Miriam was pregnant. Abdurrahman fell into despair. Every sermon he gave felt like a dagger through his heart. The whispers returned, crueler, mocking. Everyone trusts you, but if they find out your name, your legacy, your faith, gone. He spent nights awake, shaking, praying, weeping. Then one night, the whisper took form. In the dim light of his study, a man appeared, tall, calm, with eyes like smoke. "I can help you," the man said, "but only if you do exactly as I say." The scholar knew it was Shaitan. He wanted to run, but shame chained him in place. "What do I do?" he whispered. The devil smiled. "Kill her. Bury her. Tell her brothers she died of illness." No one will ever know. Allah is merciful, is he not? Abdurrahman's breath caught. His soul screamed no, but his fear whispered yes. That night, he climbed the stairs one last time. Miriam was sleeping. He wept over her. "Forgive me, my daughter," he whispered. Then, with trembling hands, he silenced the very soul he was meant to protect. He buried her behind his courtyard before dawn. The call to far echoed as he covered the last mound of sand. The old scholar prayed that morning with blood on his hands. But sins buried in darkness never stay silent forever. Months later, Hassan and Umar returned, strong, proud, and full of joy. They rushed to Sheikh Abdurrahman's home, their hearts eager. The scholar met them at the door, pale and trembling. "My sons," he began, "may Allah give you patience. Your sister, she has passed away. A fever took her quickly." The brothers collapsed in grief, weeping into the dust. They trusted him completely. But days later, strange dreams began to haunt them both. In those dreams, Miriam called out from a shallow grave, whispering their names. Each night, the same spot appeared, a small corner of the sheikh's courtyard. Her voice cried, "I was betrayed. I was buried here." Hassan woke in tears. Umar, trembling, said, "Brother, I saw it too." The next morning, they went to Sheikh Abdurrahman's house. His face turned white the moment he saw them. "We saw her," Umar said firmly. "Show us where you buried her." He stammered, denied, pleaded, but their eyes burned with truth. Finally, he agreed to take them. But before they could reach the grave, something else arrived first. That same night, before dawn, Shaitan appeared again, darker, louder, hungrier. "They are coming," he hissed. "If you want to live, if you want your secret safe, you must bow to me now." Abdurrahman's heart pounded. "Never. I seek refuge in Allah," he shouted. But the devil smiled. "Then they will know everything." Tears streamed down the scholar's cheeks. He thought of his name, his reputation, his students, everything he had built over decades. Fear drowned his faith. Slowly, trembling, he fell to his knees. The devil's voice thundered, "Prostrate to me." And in that moment, blinded by shame, the old scholar did. The ground shook beneath him. His body went cold. And before the brothers reached the courtyard, Sheikh Abdurrahman lay lifeless, his head on the ground, his soul stolen by the one he chose to obey. When Hassan and Umar found the grave and unearthed their sister's remains, the truth tore their hearts apart. But the real horror was the scholar's body, frozen in prostration, facing not the Qibla, but the very direction from where the whisper came. The town wept for weeks. The brothers left the land, unable to bear the memory. But the story spread across villages, then across time, a story told in hushed voices in every masjid. The scholars now say, "Guard your heart, even after years of worship. Shaitan doesn't need your youth. He waits for your weakness." And the grave of Sheikh Abdurrahman still stands today, untouched, a silent warning that even the most pious can fall when the heart forgets who it bows to. No matter how righteous we think we are never safe from temptation. Seek Allah's protection every day, and never trust your soul over his guidance. If this story touched your heart, like, share, and subscribe, so more people can learn before it's too late.